All right, we're back. We are back with another payout. I'm hoping that this audio sounds a little bit better because I did get a new mic, so I'm not using the Xbox mic anymore. But I'm sure you guys know how this works. We're gonna break down the trades for the week, and then from there, I'll explain my emotions, and I want to dig a little bit deeper into trading today too. So as usual, here's the payouts. Right there you go. Those are the payouts from 5 accounts. In 4 days, we made $9,400. Here's a date. So in the last 2 to 3 weeks, we probably made about 26,000. But other than that, let's keep it simple. Let's jump into this. So here was the week: 548 on Monday, 854 on Tuesday, Wednesday 583, Thursday 360. So I decided that I am going to be trading 5 days a week, just until I build up my live account to 100 grand, a 6-figure account. If I don't see a setup, I just won't trade. So I need as much opportunity as possible. As you can see, I didn't trade on Friday. So, and I'm explaining why I didn't trade on Friday. So all 5 accounts were 23.45. As you guys know, take profit. They take 20%, which is why the payout came out to 9,400. All right, so let's talk about Monday. Let's get into it. So this was Monday's trade. Now Monday's trade was super simple. It's actually weird because I trade micros, so this was a 5-minute demand that it rejected out of. But on micros, the 5-minute demand was under here and it never tapped. But it did have a 15-minute demand. So since it had a 15-minute demand, it rejected the 50 SMA. I literally got in. I got in about here. I got in a little bit early because I really did like the rejection. So I got in here, and then I obviously held for a 1-to-1. I didn't hold for a 1-to-2 at the beginning of the week, so I didn't want to risk, turning a winning trade into a losing trade. If you look left, we got a breaker structure here, we got a breaker structure here, a breaker structure here, and then again the higher time frame demand. I just liked it, so that was an easy, super simple trade. The 15-minute looked like this, so that was a 15-minute demand. And again, we got our 1-to-1. We probably finished within 10 minutes, if that. And this thing pushed for like a 1-to-3, 1-to-4. It went crazy. So that was Monday's trade. Let's tap into Tuesday. So this was Tuesday. Now, Tuesday, I liked how it was building the support and it kept rejecting that 13 EMA. And I liked the breaker structures from the left side. So I ended up getting in on this candle right here, candle close, and it instantly started playing against us. I closed some contracts here because it just looked like it was going to be a losing trade. And then it ended up hitting my stop loss. So I ended up losing a little bit of money right there. But that was literally a simple play. I probably should have waited a little bit longer before I got into this trade, but I ended up taking the risk and losing. I went light on this because I had a feeling that it may reject and give us an L. So now this was a re-entry. Literally, this was a re-entry. So after I took the L right here, I took a second trade because I wanted to give myself another opportunity. There was some gaps on the 1 hour. There was some gaps I had to be filled in, and it looked like the market was just correcting. So I knew my bias was already buys. I was just on the wrong timing of the charts. So if you look right here, I re-entered. Next candle came out. It wicked down, like way lower, and you kind of see it wicked into this 5-minute demand, low probability. But I ended up getting in super aggressive because I liked the rejection again. I took a risk and took it for a 1-on-1. We hit the 1-on-1 and we called it a day. And that's how we ended up making our money back. And again, all the EMAs just looked perfect. So, and then this ended up shooting up too. I ended up shooting up like crazy. So that was Tuesday. Now, this was Wednesday, right? Wednesday, we had a 15-minute supply right here. We had a 5-minute supply right here as well. I got in on the break of the candle. Not the break of the candle. I got in on the 13 EMA close of the candle. This was my exact entry. I ended up missing it a little bit. We were sitting in profit. I ended up taking profit early. I was simply going for a 1-to-1, but I ended up taking profit early because news was approaching. I was like 10 minutes before news, and I took a risk on this one. News ended up coming out, ended up closing, hitting break even, and then dropping for like a 1-to-2, 1-to-3. But I ended up securing a little bit of profit. It was like nothing much, probably like 130, 140, somewhere around there. So that was that trade. Higher time frame had confluence, and we were just following the trend. Now, here was the second trade I took that day, right? Now, I like this one because of the support that it built right here. Once I got this strong candle above, I got in on the candle close, right? EMAs were all under. The 200 was crashing to 13, so I like that. Took it for a 1-1. We broke this swing high over here, and we called it a day. That was super simple, super simple. So now this day was irritating. This day was super irritating. This was Thursday. I believe this was Thursday. Yeah, this was Thursday. So there was a 1 minute supply that dropped. I ended up getting in off of I think it was a 1 minute, if I'm not mistaken. Oh no, my apologies. There was a 1 minute supply right here. I ended up getting in on this candle close, but I got in a little bit late. It instantly went against me. It hit that 1 minute supply. It dropped down, took me out. Right. I ended up taking a full hit on this one, but it wasn't bad because I knew that this was counter trend and I was trading towards the 200 and the 50 SMA. So this day I actually told myself that I'm not gonna force it. I'm not gonna take a trade. I was being patient and I didn't like the EMAs. But I'm gonna be honest, I got some FOMO. I did get some FOMO. I got some FOMO and I ended up taking this trade and I ended up paying for it. Right? I'm a human. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm human. I'm not perfect. I ended up paying for it. Right? So I never trade towards the 200 or the 50 SMA, but I got some FOMO because I felt like I wasn't gonna have a trading day, and again, I paid for it. So understand that it's normal to have FOMO, and you're not gonna be perfect, but the goal is to just continue to get better and not do it again. That's the goal. Now, this was the second trade I took that day. I got in on the break of the candle. This was a 15-minute demand. So I got in right here and I did the same exact thing. I traded towards the 50 and the 200 SMA. So same exact thing. I'm just not following the plan. I paid for it once again. Now, I normally take 2 trades a day. That's what I normally do. This day, I was low-key, I wasn't on tilt, but I was frustrated that I took those L's. Now, the L's that I took, they weren't huge. They weren't huge at all. They were. I lowered my risk because I was trading towards this 200 and the 50 SMA. But I did feel like price wanted to correct. So I ended up, after I got taken out twice, I ended up getting in aggressive here. I take it again. Break it at 13 EMA close. Stop loss was under this wick because once it tapped this 15-minute demand again and then it went up, I had confidence in it. I'm not going to lie to you. So I got in right here. Stop loss was right under there. Took it for a 1-1. It played around a little bit, reacted off this 5-minute supply, and then what happened? We ended up hitting 1-1, and this thing shot up like crazy. But that's how I ended up securing that day, getting the W that day. Moral of the story is, again, we're all human. Like, I'm not perfect. Everyone's not perfect when we're trading, right? This plays a toll on you. But this is how I had this week. I did not trade on Friday because I broke my rules this day. Taking 3 trades a day, and then trading towards that 50 SMA. I just didn't like it. So since I took more than 3 trades a day, I was like, I'm good on Friday. I'm gonna take my profit, get a payout, and we're gonna get off. Keep it simple. Now, again, I want to dig in a little bit deeper into trading. Yes, I had a profitable week. That's fine. But when you're breaking your rules, it doesn't feel as good, right? But again, understand that this will happen. I only started getting payouts last month. Like, I got profitable last month. I've been trading for a year, so I understand that I'm not perfect and I'm not going to execute how I want to execute every single time. But as long as we're getting better, that's all that matters. As long as we're getting better, that's all that matters. Seriously. So again, if you're trading and you're over leveraging or you're revenge trading, just again, it's a part of your process. It's a part of the journey. It's gonna happen, you know. But you have to get better every single day. As you get better every single day, eventually those bad habits will eventually leave. Luckily, again, I was able to have a green week still, and I was able to control my emotions. But again, I want everybody to know that I'm gonna be as transparent as possible in here. Like, I'm just like you. I'm a regular human. I mess up for sure. So the goal for next week is to literally follow my plans, follow my rules, and stick to the plan, and let's keep getting these payouts. Other than that, that's pretty much all I have. Keep your head up. This is possible. It's for sure possible. So, I mean, you guys see it. This is like 26 grand in literally 2-3 weeks. it's possible, you know. And even people like me, you know, we mess up from time to time. So if I'm messing up from time to time and I'm being as honest as possible on here, just keep hope, you know. That should inspire you to keep hope that it's possible. You're gonna mess up, just continue to get better every single day. Other than that, quick video, I'm gonna wrap it up and I'll see you guys next week. Peace.